So, what's your name?
Candy Farley's.
And you're a volunteer here at the show?
I am a volunteer for the Emeryville Celebration for the Arts.
But you're an artist as well.
I am.
You don't have anything in the show?
No, unfortunately, I'm a block out of the area, so I'm not able to.
What do you think of the Emeryville Celebration of the Arts?
I think this is a great community event, and it brings everyone together. Everyone comes out, and the artists participate, and then the community participates. All the restaurants donate food, and so it's a great way for the community to come together and show what Emeryville has to offer in terms of art and culture.
What do you think of the quality of the art in the show?
I think that the quality is very good. I think that some of it is better than others, and I have my personal favorites, but I think it's more about the spirit of the art more than the quality of the work, because everybody should be able to come out and, you know, practice what it is they feel good about and bring out, you know, the spirit of the artist. So I think more than a critique on the art, it's a critique on how Emeryville has come together through the arts.
So what's your name, sir?
Kevin Rooney.
And you're an artist?
I am.
And you have a piece in the show?
I do have a piece in the show right behind me.
Okay. And what can you describe it for us?
It's titled Marin Sunset. It's an oil on canvas. I think it's...
Would you say it's kind of an impressionistic work?
Very impressionistic, yeah. It's, folks do enjoy the color. I've had a couple of comments tonight. People can get lost in it, just sitting and looking at it. So it's very heartening for an artist.
With a painting like this, do you actually have to go out on the marina, or do you sort of do it from your mind?
Well, I live here in Emeryville, right on the water, so you know you're constantly seeing sunsets and just traveling around. Yeah, you do it from your mind. You do it from just feelings.
Well, it's beautiful. Do you get this? Do you achieve this with brushes? This technique here?
Yes, it's all brush.
What have you been in the show in previous years?
No, actually, this is my first year.
Oh, first year?
Yeah.
Are you new to Emeryville?
No, actually, I've been here for about 14 years, but this is the first time I applied to get into the art show here. So.
And what did you think when they told you you'd been accepted into the show?
Very happy. It's always been, as the crowds will tell, it's always been a well-attended event, and it's nice to see the folks come out, and it's nice to be able to have a piece in the art show.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's your name, please?
Dean Hunsaker.
And you have a work in the show?
Yes, I have. It's part of a series called Musical Chairs.
Okay. And this is it back here?
Yes.
And it says mixed media on mahogany. So does that mean you've used just different paints, or?
Well, it has. You can see musical scores are embedded into the background. Yes. So musical scores are embedded into the background. There's a little bit of drawing over it, and then multiple layers of paint, mostly acrylic paint and stuff like that. And a few other odd things mixed in, so it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you kind of glue those things together?
Yes, I use an acrylic medium. It sort of seals the paper, keeps the paper from getting damaged from the... There's a lot of scraping involved and stuff like that.
Okay. Is this like a hobby for you? You're a professional artist?
No, I'm a professional artist. Yes.
And do you live in Emeryville, or do you have a studio?
I work in Emeryville. Yeah.
Okay.
In order to be in the exhibition, you either have to live or work here. I actually work in Emeryville. So, in fact, I work right across the street.
Oh. Okay. Did you have a particular chair that was your model for this, or?
Yes, I have a collection of these funky old chairs that I've bought in thrift stores and flea markets, and they're inside my studio, and I've been sitting in them for years. And so it's very convenient that they just happen to be there. And they look just about that decrepit.
What's the reason for the musical notes that are sort of montaged in there?
Okay, the theme of musical chairs, the whole series of paintings, there's about 10 of these paintings, are a parody of the current economic crisis.
Oh.
When you think about the game that we play when we're a kid, the young game, when we're youngsters, it's a sort of a kid's game, but it's also an early introduction into scarce resources. When the music stops, there's one chair less for somebody to sit down on. So it's a sort of a metaphor, and at the same time, I think a bit of a parody. all the chairs in the series, they're decomposing, and there's never anybody sitting in the chairs. They're always empty. Some of the images have multiple chairs in them, but they're always empty.
So you've been in the show, have you been in the show in previous years?
Yes, this is 4th year. And pretty much every year it's always been a different series of images, different themes. I generally work in themes. I come up with an idea or a topic, and I sort of do multiple paintings. Sometimes it might just be 3 or 4, sometimes it can be a dozen or more.
What do you think of, how long have you been in Emeryville as a working artist?
About 4 years.
4 years, okay. And what do you think of the show?
I like it. It's very diversified. There's so many, you know, it's like everything. I don't particularly like everything in here. There's some stuff that's really intriguing, some stuff that doesn't do anything for me. I kind of feel that way about my own work sometimes, though, you know. So it's a good variety, you know.
Do you think the community of Emeryville supports the arts? That's a loaded question.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's also, I think they do a very good job. The city is really good. It has all kinds of public art projects going on all the time. Yeah. Next, there's a current exhibition called the Emeryville Bus Shelters. Well, local artists are doing that. That goes on for 3 years. Some of my work will be there next summer. So 4 months in the bus shelters around the city.
On actual bus shelter?
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you sharing it with us.
Enjoy it.
My name is Lenore McDonald, and I've been living in Emeryville over 20 years. And I've been in the show over 15.
Over 15 years. Okay. That was going to be one of my questions. So do you live and work in this as an artist in the same place?
I work in Oakland. I have a studio in Oakland, but I live in Emeryville, looking at the water.
All right. You get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
So what do we have here? It's called Many Moons?
Many Moons. It's kind of like an imaginary landscape, but it's based on looking at landscape, but then I tweak it. And it's really about making a painting after a while, rather than just whatever it is, which is every painting in reality.
So this is fairly impressionistic. It's not really a realistic depiction.
No, it isn't, but it's based on, you know, looking at trees and things, but then it's the way the paint looks and the feeling you get from the paint and layering.
And you get a sense of sort of reflections, almost like a water thing. You said you live near the water?
Right. A lot of my last year's painting was water. A lot of it is water and trees. I used to be what's called a plein air landscape painter, which was to go out and actually sit in front of the landscape.
Right.
It's just very stressful and paint a lot. But now I do that sometimes, and mostly I work on paintings and make them develop to something I'm satisfied with.
What would you say, since you've gone with this new approach, are your paintings better?
I don't like better or worse. I've been doing that for the last at least 15 years to do more abstracted.
So you've been in the show 15 years.
Yes.
That's a pretty long time. Has the show changed a bit in that time?
It's changed. It used to be in a lot of different locations. It changes. It doesn't change that much because of the qualification that you have to live and work in Emeryville. So there's a finite group of artists, and then there's all the new people. So there's a set group of artists, we know each other, that have lived here for a long time.
You find there's a fair amount of new people, artists moving into Emeryville?
Well, because working and the business has changed, we have a lot of artists that work at Pixar or different places around Emeryville.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Younger artists, which is nice.
Right. Do you feel like, this is a loaded question, but do you feel like the city of Emeryville supports the arts?
Oh, very much so. This is one of the best shows for artists. They do not require a fee. They just require your work, and they actually come and look at your work, which is a very unusual thing nowadays. You don't apply just by the internet.
Thank you, Lenore.
Thank you.
All right.